Welcome back to Tale 3 Cabins, everybody. If you've watched some of my previous videos, especially last week, I bought this BXpanded Ripper initially last year. Used it, but I did not have the quick connect attachment on there, so it was very much a pain to go back and forth between the bucket and this ripper, so much so that you really didn't want to make the change, even though what you were doing could use the ripper and help you out. So last week I showed you the pros and cons of using this quick connect by BXpanded and swapping back and forth between the ripper and the bucket, and I told you this week I'd be experimenting a little bit more with the ripper. And this is one of the projects that I've had in the back of my mind, and I just wanted to get started on. I have a lot of stumps, and if you watched my channel before, I dug out some hefty stumps in the past, and I have a few that are just been laying around kind of just drying out. I thought this ripper would be the perfect way to tear off a lot of the dirt, because once you get the dirt off some of these stumps, it really lightens them up a bit, and then once you have that dirt off, you could probably burn them a lot easier. Now when you have your bucket on and you pull a nice good sized stump out of the ground, there's only so much that bucket's going to do when you want to try to clean off some of the dirt on it. But I thought this ripper is like the perfect application for this process right here. So I can tell just by tearing off this dirt now that this stump feels lighter when I'm maneuvering it around and moving it with the backhoe. And if you let a stump sit out for a little while and let it dry out, it's a little bit lighter because there's less moisture content in there. You really don't want to take a stump this size out of the ground and then try to throw it on the fire right away. It's really not going to do anything, especially if you got dirt and it still has a lot of moisture left in it. It's best to let these things dry out if you have a place to set them aside. If you do a small stump, that's probably okay if you got a hot enough fire. That'll probably burn it and disintegrate into nothing. I pretty much have this one pick clean of dirt. I'm just going to do a little bit more finer detail on it, and then I have a couple other stumps that I want to dig out. These are going to be smaller, so if I want to get a fire going, this would be the time to get rid of them. So this stump is ready to roll. If you look behind the tractor, there's another one sitting back there that's pretty much also been picked clean. So I'm going to start a little collection near my fire pit. So this area here is kind of in disarray from burning stuff previously, stuff that didn't end up burning after a decent fire. So I just want to clear it all off to the side, get a nice clean open area, and start restacking things nicely so the next fire I build, it'll burn nice and cleanly. I'm back on the backhoe using the ripper. I got a few small stumps close to where the pole barn's going to go. It's a beautiful day and I thought I would just yank these out before I get this fire going. These are small enough that I think the fire's going to burn hot enough to burn some of the bigger ones. It should burn hot enough to get rid of these small ones. This stump was out closer to the road, and if you watched the video called Gales of November, we had some pretty strong winds come through, and this was one of the trees that keeled over. I kind of set it back up after I cleared out our driveway so we could get in and out, but left the stump there, and I thought I'd have no problems kind of just pulling it out with the brush crusher. Saw something shiny, got distracted, and I saw a few more stumps over here to take out, so I'm just going to do this real quick. Now somewhere in the process today, either was cleaning the dirt off of that large stump at the beginning of this video, or it's right here somewhere. I lost the snap ring that holds the quick connect pin in. It just fell right off, and I can see how it'd be easy to lose more of these. The size has to be just perfect. It's very difficult. I have an assortment of snap rings and I have an assortment of sizes, but I can't find one that's going to fit perfectly around where the pin goes. I put another one in there temporarily. I'm going to have to go to my local Tractor Supply and see if they have the right snap ring. Had the fire going for a little while. Now I'm just kind of gingerly trying to make a house of stumps. this pile of pine here for a while, and I thought this would be a good way to get rid of it now. This will burn hot, it's dry, it's been sitting there for quite a bit. This will help keep this fire going and help burn down those stumps. Time to get rid of the brush crusher and put the loader back on. I have a lot of old firewood that you're kind of at the bottom of the pile. You don't feel like bringing into the house, and this is a good time to burn some of that stuff up too. Well, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to keep feeding that fire and hopefully whittle away these stumps that I got down to nothing with some good hot intense firewood that I got just laying around. I've been saving some of the pine just for this reason. I hope you enjoy these videos. Subscribe and keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.